Hey nerds, I've recently gotten into Magic the Gathering and didn't have a ton of time to play paper, so my husband told me I should play Arena. And I'm really excited because I actually won quite a bit and I had a lot of fun, but that's not what this video is about. I wanted to tell you guys about how awesome I thought the tutorial was, although it might seem tedious for a veteran to the game. So this is my journey through Magic the Gathering Arena, wins, losses, whatever, and I hope you guys like it.
Wake up. Wake up. Whew, looks like you barely survived your last battle, but with some training, you'll become a force to be reckoned with. Let's get started.
Firstly, I thought it was super cool that when you create an account, it actually asks how much Magic you've played. Now, I don't know if that directly affects the tutorial, because even if you've played quite a bit of paper, you might not exactly know what the controls are for the game, but I did think it was neat regardless, so if anyone knows, feel free to comment that below. I also thought it was cute that when you get the little wisp out, that she automatically assumes that you've lost. And that's actually kind of neat because it gives it an actual story rather than you just going through and it saying, this is a mechanic of the game. Now you do said mechanic. Now a lot of the dialogue is really, really dorky. I'd probably give it a 3 out of 10, especially with puns, but at least the game actually tells you how to attack, block, and essentially use your cursor and navigate your way around the playmat, which is really nice, especially for a new player. I don't necessarily think even new players need all of the little tidbits and the extra wording, but I guess it's kind of cute regardless and gives it more flair.
Surprise attack!
Each of the 5 stages of the tutorial also ramps up, albeit not much, and you are told exactly how to get past strategies that your opponents use, but it is neat to be walked through those strategies until you get to your ultimate nemesis who defeated you the first time. Even then, you still have a little bit of help. Anyway, you are actually shown that if you hover over cards, you can see all of the abilities that the cards have and what they do upon being played, or being sent to the graveyard, or exactly what spells do. And that's really nice, especially coming from a new player. I had no idea. And when I started playing, I also was on mobile for Arena, and it was actually, my phone really sucks. And so I couldn't press and hold down certain cards, and when I was able to, I could just see, like, the one word for vigilance rather than the extra box that comes up in the tutorial. And so I would just ask my husband what it did and tried to make a mental note. Once you learn the core mechanics of the game, you have to learn how each of the colors for the decks work and the types of mechanics and strategies you would have. For example, white being lifelink or healing and using planes, green having big creatures and that type of ramp-up ability with forests, blue having flying, enchantments, and instants, black having sacrifice and graveyards, and a lot of death touch, those rats, and red with destruction, instants, and sorceries, and haste. And you have to play all of the other types of decks, so you have to learn how to use one deck with one color against all of the other decks, and then at the end of each one you play an opponent, which is really neat. Because it's like, okay, now that you've learned all of these things, we're going to make you use this deck against something that isn't pre-made for you. Because you still get little tips and tricks, and the decks that you have facing the AI, all of the cards that you draw are essentially always going to be the cards that you draw, and you just have to figure out what the strategy is going to be to defeat your opponent time after time after time after time. Even if you keep losing, they make you figure it out, and you can't play in the other game modes until then. So I actually think that's really neat, rather than just dropping you in that you actually have to learn. After each win, you also get cards to upgrade your deck as well, so you keep getting more complicated mechanics to learn how to use. And there's really no reason to leave this video of my first opponent in this YouTube video, but I was really proud of myself, so I'm leaving it in anyway. Obviously, if you guys have been playing the game for a while and are just checking out what I thought about it, you know all of this already. But I thought it was a really neat interactive way to show you how to play the game through multiple different features and game modes that actually make you feel comfortable to play against someone else. And what's really neat is once you're done with all of that, you could do the tutorial again, but there's a page that also comes up that talks about the other things you could get into to help further your experience and knowledge, but also that there's a link to the Twitch category. That's really cool. I mean, not only is it a way for someone to learn by checking out someone else, but it's actually within the game, one click away, without having people being partners or affiliate of Wizards of the Coast. So 10 out of 10 in my book. And I just really wanted to rant about it, so if there's anything I missed, something that you guys really like, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And if you want to see more, please let me know, because I haven't even started Standard yet, so we'll see how that goes. Thanks, guys. I'll see you at the next one.